Hello there, Happy New Year and welcome to another episode of Studs Up. We've missed you. We've been away for a couple of weeks, but we are back and boy oh boy do we have a show for you. I mean, even the opening question, it's going to kick off and I'm so excited with the guests. In fact, you guys watching, you couldn't have picked better guests. I'm going to start off by saying a man who is infamous for his intros. He's had, what's he had? He's had a slot mask. He's had a Ruben Amorim mask. No Maresca mask, though. That stinks over the last couple of weeks. It's Jason Cundy. How are you?
Hello, boys. Happy New Year. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it Happy New Year?
Crappy New Year.
I'm not sure this table's a Happy New Year.
No, it's not.
I don't think it is.
No. It's not, because the man opposite me, he also supports Chelsea, where their most consistent performer has been the club statement over the last couple of seasons. It's Rory Jennings.
So
how are you, sir? You like that one?
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
I do like that. I'll tell you what's consistent about Chelsea.
Go on.
Ill discipline.
Oh.
If one thing sums up our season, it's just ill discipline. Constantly having people sent off.
Back to last season as well, by the way.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's unbelievable. Do you think that's a lack of experience?
Okay, yes, but let me. Are we starting the show already?
We're going, man. We've kicked off.
So we're talking about Liam Rosenior, right? I think there are small things that can make a big difference. That is one of them. I don't think that is difficult. I think as a squad of players, they must recognise. They look at it. Another one's been sent off, and wasn't there a song about it? Another one's been sent off? Oh, that's it. No, sorry, boys. But do you know what I mean? It's like no. But I genuinely feel that if he wants to make a big difference, the first thing, or one of the first things, is concentrate on the squad discipline.
Yeah, I agree.
And I see Delap look at the fight, but I don't mind a bit of physicality and chasing lost causes and giving a smash on the back. But the red cards and the yellow cards have got to stop, and that will make a huge difference. Rattle off the top of my head: Brighton, Man United away. Yeah. Arsenal, Fulham, Champions League. I think there have been 6 red cards this game.
And Maresca.
Right, so
Maresca got sent, yeah.
So he really didn't obviously set the tone.
Yeah.
Liam Rosenior can come in, and that would be one of the first things I'd do is sort that out. Please, here's a good idea. Keep 11 on the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
How's that for an idea?
That's good.
Right?
That's really
Let's
good.
keep 11 on the pitch.
Yeah. I tell you what, you in the dugout, that would be something else.
I mean, it's not rocket. 11 v 11 is better than 10 v 11, right? All in agreement.
Yeah, we're in agreement. Look, let's. I was going to say, because obviously Man United fan myself, what club is a bigger circus right now? But we'll stick with Chelsea.
The answer is Chelsea, by the way.
Do you reckon it is?
I think so. I think every single football fan probably believes.
Tell you what, I don't know, you've gone so straight away there.
I honestly think it's Chelsea. I think every football fan believes that their club is bonkers. I think everyone does.
Oh, we are bonkers.
I think that most. If you speak to a West Ham fan, they'll tell you their club's bonkers. If you speak to a Leeds fan, they'll tell you their club's bonkers. Yeah. But I guarantee you this. Chelsea actually are the most mental club in the world.
It is weird.
And we always have been. Like, there was a period where we were European champions and we couldn't sell anything in our club shop. Like, just in terms of like the craziness around the club. And now look at what's happened. Look at what's happened New Year's Day.
I know.
New Year's Day, I was feeling quite upbeat. Do you know what it robbed from us? Do you know that New Year's Day feeling that you should have? As you walk through a park and you kick leaves, right? Like, this is what I believe people do on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Pop over, you have a pint of Guinness or whatever. It robbed us of the optimism that you can have on New Year's Day. Anything is possible. This could be your year. Yeah. Anything you can dream. Our dream lasted until about 12:30.
Yeah. It set the tone, didn't it? Are either of you sad that Maresca's gone? Because I don't know your opinion on this.
No, I mean, sad is definitely not the right word. I mean, it's never a good thing when a manager leaves mid-season. It's never a good thing.
Yeah,
no,
it's never ever a good thing.
Agreed.
I don't care what the situation is. More often than not, the club is in distress. There is something broken down, either with the squad, with the hierarchy. On this particular occasion, it does feel like it's a little bit of both. Never a good thing. So, but I also, on the back of that, maybe our New Year's Day starts on Saturday against Charlton. Yeah. So maybe we go and fresh start, new manager. I'm quite excited about what potentially we could see.
Oh yeah.
I
feel like this new manager's a.
Well, we don't know.
Well, he's a. But exactly.
We don't know. But
he's a punt, no?
Every manager's a punt.
Oh, I don't know.
They are.
No.
Okay, Thomas Frank. Everyone thought, what a good appointment.
But on the punt scale, that was less of a punt than what
about Keith Andrews then?
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, that's true.
You know, sometimes you can't odds it. Sometimes the punt works. Sometimes every appointment. It's the biggest decision the club will ever make. Ever.
Yeah.
One, getting rid of him. That's the easy part. The next part, it becomes harder to get that right.
Yeah.
So there's always two parts to it.
This is the pressurised bit now, though. For the first time, I think Blueco and like the Chelsea ownership are under major pressure. I think this is the first time that they really need it to work.
Yeah.
Because this really is their man. This really is their model. Rosenior, there isn't another club in the Premier League that would have considered him for the appointment.
No.
There isn't if Leeds United decided to sack Farker, they're not getting Rosenior.
No.
Like, I think West Brom were thinking about Rosenior, looking at him. I think Cardiff City were thinking about looking at Rosenior.
Is that not concerning?
Yeah,
The clubs
massive
that
for me.
Yeah.
Massive,
You are concerned.
Massive.
Okay.
Do you know when I said that I was sad that Maresca was sacked?
Yeah.
I've got to qualify that. I was sad not because I particularly liked or rated Maresca. I was sad because of what it signifies. I was sad because of what comes next. I was sad because it taught us that the ownership, the sporting directors, are 100% being backed, and countless managers now. But let's remember, Enzo Maresca was brought in as a yes man. He was plucked from the Championship, plucked from the bench at Leicester City, because he would conform to the will, the ridiculous will at times, of these sporting
Sorry, let me
directors.
ask you this then, right? Aren't all managers yes men?
No.
Okay.
Then nor should they be.
Okay, name the ones that aren't.
Conte?
Okay. He lost his job for not being a yes man, right?
He did, but
But name any manager in the league now.
No, look,
Is
I
Unai
think-
a yes man?
No,
Unai Emery?
he's not. But he's exception for the rule. I think there is an element of yes man about every manager.
But no,
you
that-
can't just go falling out with the
No, but
owners.
Jace, that's
just when
public.
you-
That's public relations, right? That's being a football manager. Part of it these days is you're effectively a statesman. There's a diplomacy attached to being a manager, particularly of a top club. If you are that, of course, there is an element of managing situations. You have manager board, you manage your fans, you manage your players, you manage your squad. Of course. But Maresca was brought in to be... there's a scale of yes man. I think Maresca was brought in to be a yes man. And even he said, I can't work in the parameters set out by this
well, then
ownership."
it's not your job for you then.
No, but the fact
if
that we
you
have now
can't-
employed someone who is clearly a company man is
okay,
worrying.
we work for talkSPORT, right?
Right,
Yeah.
Right?
right.
Aren't we all yes men to a degree? We can't go on and start saying what we think about the bossy. Let's all try it now. What do you think of your boss?
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
You got me there.
He's the
No,
best.
That's a good point.
But isn't
It's a
there an
good point.
element of you have to conform? So he's the boss. Here's what I want. If you can't do it, I'll get someone in that can.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we all do in life?
There's
Whether you paint a wall,
but there's a scale
build
of
a
this,
wall.
isn't there? There's a scale as to how much of a yes man you can be. So, for example, is your responsibility as a manager to manage situations and make sure that there is a diplomacy attached? Absolutely. Should you be saying yes to a sporting director telling you to rotate players? No.
Did you know that when you joined? Suck it up, because that's the job you were employed to do. If you don't like it, don't take the job.
But
That's where I'm going. Now, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong.
I'd say no manager worth his salt, no proper football manager would accept those limitations, which is why we have now had to appoint someone who isn't a proper football
Yeah,
manager.
but football's changing. I mean, Vincent Kompany got the job at Bayern Munich, by the way, because he got Burnley relegated.
Yeah, I know.
Football is changing. The Ancelottis, the Jose Mourinhos of this world, where they're being brought in now, it is changing. Look where Real Madrid have gone now. Right? They've gone from Ancelotti.
I know.
Yeah.
Is that for the worst, though? You say football's changed. It sounds like that's for the worst because you want
well-
managers to manage the club to a degree. You know, that it's kind of the same with Amorim. He said, "I'm not a coach. I'm a manager." You know, it feels like that. There's an undertone to the Premier League.
But what
right
you
now. That's-
can't have now, here's what you can't have. These squads now are built of not just millions, but billions of amount of spent on the squad. You can't have an Eric Ten Hag situation where he brings in Anthony, I want him, right? And then they get rid of him and they look around, they're going,
Oh my God.
oh my God.
Yeah,
I agree.
Look what he has left behind.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So the sporting directors' jobs, and they need to be questioned, by the way. They need to be accountable for the decisions they make.
Yeah.
But when you look and they've gone, the squad is set out, then I think what Ratcliffe should be doing is looking at the squad they've built for the manager. The two managers. I mean, let's go from Ten Hag to Amorim and then change back to 4 to a 3.
Mental.
That's nuts. But someone upstairs has made that call.
But there's a difference, isn't there, between having sporting directors that perhaps dictate policy around signings or dictate minutes around players. Like apparently that Cole Palmer substitution against Bournemouth, which felt to be possibly the moment that if there is a defining moment of Maresca having enough, it's when Cole Palmer was furious at being subbed with the score 2-2 to Bournemouth. the Chelsea fans are singing to Maresca, "You don't know what you're doing," which must have hurt him because it wasn't his decision.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You can't, regardless of how modern you are about football or how progressive your thinking is about the game,
Can I ask you
can't have sporting directors telling managers
what
about
about-
minutes on the pitch.
I agree with that.
Okay, why?
Because
Because
the score was
the
2-2.
manager's responsibility as
Yeah, but
well,
if
by
he's
the way.
okay, it's like your surgeon, right? You go for a walk on your leg, right? You're coming back from an injury, all right? Only go for an hour. You go for 2 hours walk. Your surgeon's saying to you, told you. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I'm trying to understand the decision. If he can only play 60 minutes, that's what they're saying. We've had Lavia, we've had Fofana, we've had Reece James. We're a football club that have been littered with injuries that have stunted the growth. I mean, where's Lavia been? Lavia's played. I mean, if Lavia comes back, do you not think the medical team should be able to say to the manager, do you know what? He's come back for another injury. He has played, I think, less than 30 games for Chelsea. He's been there like 2.5 years. Mm-hmm. If he plays 90 minutes, what do you think? How do you think that looks? Or do you think the medical team should say, "Here's my advice"?
Yeah, I think it depends on the motivations.
And
Which
the manager's
is hard for us
closer
to know.
it as well, by the way. The manager's surely closer to Cole Palmer, training with Cole Palmer, sees Cole Palmer. It shouldn't be excluded. He should at least have an input on
There
that.
has to be the balance. I agree with the balance. But the medical team advising the manager, this is nothing new.
No, of course
No,
not.
I know that.
No, but then it's a question of who's advising the medical team. And if the answer is the sporting directors, then it becomes quite murky.
Well, that I can't answer.
Yeah,
Because
that's when it becomes murky.
Well, they're paid to do a job. You're employing that person to do that job. But the medical staff at Chelsea, we've had, honestly, our injuries and the amount of minutes that have, Colwell's out now.
Yeah.
So when Colwell comes back, are you all sitting here now comfortably saying, first time he comes back, should play 90 minutes?
Yeah, for sure.
Or are you saying, actually, he's only got an hour in him?
What would you
Let's
prefer
protect him.
right now, Cundy? Would you prefer a coach or a manager? If you had a choice.
Well, I played under only managers, but the game, there's only so much control they used to have anyway. When I first, you'd sit down and do a contract negotiation with the manager.
That's
Bobby Campbell. was at
Surely,
Chelsea.
what you want. Was he your manager, Bobby Campbell? He's Scouse,
Yeah.
Was he your manager? Wow.
Yeah.
God, you're such a mate. I love this. It's mad for me that I'm sitting here with you. That's amazing. I would say that what I would like, and I appreciate that I'm not a modern progressive kind of bloke at all, but I would want a manager. I would want a true manager in the truest sense of the word. Build a club, take responsibility, take the club by the scruff of the neck. Alex Ferguson.
But
Bob Paisley. Be the
you
club.
earn that trust, right? Unai Emery's earned the trust. Arteta earning the trust. You can't just bring a manager in, say, right, you're the manager now. Eric Ten Hag was basically given that role.
Yeah.
And they got rid of him. And that the damage that Man United, Amorim, unfortunately, is a victim of what happened under Ten Hag.
1,000,000%. And we'll move on to Manchester United because it's the ownership, by the way, with Manchester United, which we'll move on to. Just quickly before we move off Chelsea, you said you are optimistic, or there's some optimism there.
That's just me.
With the new manager, I'm sort of
I think we have to look.
Jason's a glass half full kind of guy.
He
isn't
is, to be fair. I like that about him.
Look, I know how divided the Chelsea fans are.
Yeah.
All my boys, I speak to my boys, and they really are worried about where this football club's going, right? And I understand, I totally get their concerns. Most of my mates are Chelsea fans. I've got people on my WhatsApp. What's going on? This, and I'm like, I don't have the answers here.
No.
I just try to try and reason with what they're thinking. Look, Liam Rosenior, it's an odd choice. It feels an odd choice. But who knows? Keith Andrews has gone in at Brentford and done remarkably well.
They're fine now.
And that's they're going down that route. Okay, they've been doing it a lot longer than we have right now.
I think that the appointment, I have no optimism. I like listening to Jason. I prefer listening to Jason. I want him to be right.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I have no faith at all.
None at all.
None.
Not
No.
even-
Do you
give
know
me
what
a
I think it
percentage
is?
of faith.
Do you know what I think it is?
Give me, Raw. Give me some.
think that
give me crumbs.
the appointment is an acknowledgement that Chelsea never ever want to win major silverware again. That's what the appointment is. I think the appointment, and do you know, I saw a terrifying quote. If you can be bothered to look it up, there is a quote from a guy called Jose Feliciano, who's a co-owner of Blue Co, which is therefore a co-owner of Chelsea. And he speaks about Chelsea being a successful business, and he says that you make Chelsea a successful business irrespective of what happens on the pitch. It's
Right.
about branding. It's about marketing. It's about flipping players at the right time. And I think that Liam Rosenior has been given the job because he conforms to that mentality. He will allow them to flip players. He will give players the right amount of game time to make sure that their value increases. He is a company man. And I think that the idea of Chelsea now competing for top-tier silverware is well and truly over. That's not the ambition of the club anymore.
So he's not the guy.
Well, he's the guy for them because I think Chelsea will make a lot of money.
But not the guy for the Chelsea fans,
Exactly.
in your opinion.
Exactly.
At the top of every show, this is brought to you by talkSPORT Bet. Have you had a chance to check them out yet?
Yeah, I have, mate. And more importantly, I've checked out the welcome offer. It is actually ridiculous.
It really is. It really is. And I'll tell you guys exactly what that is. It is bet £10 and get £40 in free bets, not up to. £40 in free bets, and you've just got to go to www.talksportbet.com/studsup, and we'll put the link in the description as well.
Mate, it's one of those. If you are betting anything this weekend, whatever you are thinking of doing, you basically have to do it this way. You bet a tenner, you get £40 free bets.
That's unreal. Well worth snapping up, and I'll tell you the URL again. It's talksportbet.com/studsup. 18 plus, obviously, and gamble responsibly. Now let's get back to the chaos. Wow. Okay. Well, I knew we'd get stuck into Chelsea. That's why I wanted to give it the time it deserved. And now we move on to the other circus, Manchester United. Obviously, for me, and we've kind of touched on the ownership. I completely understand in isolation why Amorim would lose his job.
No.
No,
I've got to interrupt you. I know
no.
what you're going to do here.
Go
You're
on.
not allowed to do it.
Go on then.
You have, since I've known you, you've been an absolute blind disciple.
No.
Unilateral
No.
loyalty to Ruben Amorim.
No loyalty
And
to
he is-
Amorim.
Yes, you do.
No, but this is why I feel
Jason,
embarrassed. Wait.
You want to watch him, all right? Just watch him.
I'm
You
just
just
sitting
got
there
to watch
listening
him.
between the berries,
let
right?
me have my say on it. Okay, let me have my say on it. I've never been an advocate. Ruben Amorim's amazing. I've said on multiple occasions the hardest thing I've done since I've walked into the TalkSport Towers is defend him. It is so difficult because how can you? That record has been abysmal. Week in, week out, we've not been seeing good football. However, and this is where I'm kind of embarrassed in a way. The Manchester United ownership told me to trust this process. He was going to have 3 years to get behind him. This system worked in the for Sporting Lisbon, which you would argue it's a terrible league. Fine, no problem. But that's all we had, and that's all I had to defend him. That it's worked for him in the past, and we have to allow him time. I'd be using examples like Arteta, for example. Everyone was calling for his head, and we had to be optimistic that that was what we were getting here. Now, I can't have any gripes with the fact that he's been sacked because his record is horrendous, absolutely horrendous. I've got no gripes with that. What I'm extremely disappointed and still coming down from, angry actually, is the timing on it. The timing on it is like Jason said. Nothing is good when you sack a manager halfway through a season, especially just after Christmas. It makes absolutely no sense for me. It makes more sense to keep Amorim to the end of the season. Now, again, people are going to come across and say, well, he spoke out against the ownership, which we've said at the top of the show. Maybe he gave him no choice. Maybe that is the case. But I don't think he said something that the ownership haven't already heard. I don't think they were hearing that stuff for the first time. Maybe the same with Maresca as well. I don't think that the ownership were watching that and hearing that for the first time. They surely would have heard those concerns beforehand. But he's obviously forced Manchester United's hand in a way. But I'm just angry that I've been asked to trust the process. I've been told he's going to get 3 years. And now all of a sudden...
They kind of predicted that he was going to press a self-destruct button.
I think they could have predicted it. I think he's extremely emotional. I think we've seen this on multiple occasions in conferences. He's clearly a man under pressure as well, through social media, through the fan base. I think we can expect that. It didn't shock me he spoke like that. I also wasn't completely outraged, by the way, when I heard it. I wasn't like, oh my God.
Whether you're outraged or not, it always ends the same way. Once he's done that.
Yes.
Because also there were histrionics, weren't they? The way that he cracked, it reminded me a bit of sort of Kevin Keegan. It reminded me a bit of Rafael Benitez facts thing. It was a crack. That's what it was. He choked.
Yeah, he did.
And doing so proved that he wasn't the man for the Man United job, because the Man United job, arguably the biggest job in the country, top 5 jobs in world football.
Yeah.
You're a statesman, you're a diplomat as much as you are a football manager. And what you can't do is cry in a press conference, which is what he did.
Well, this is where I am with it. And the reason why I'm lost. I feel lost right now because it was part manager as well. I'm not saying it wasn't. It was part manager, part board, part players at times as well. I'm sat here once again not knowing who to blame solely. Everyone's to blame.
I just add something to this, right? So he was parachuted in around about October of last year, the year before, right?
Yeah.
He wanted to wait until the summer.
Exactly.
Right? So you knew exactly what you were getting into bed with, right? You knew exactly what Amorim was. He's a three at the back merchant. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to stick to this. This is how I'm going to play this game. So that decision was made. Once you start going down the road, you can't be surprised he's sticking to his guns.
No, exactly.
I don't fully understand. This has been wasted 2 years. Yeah,
That's
Manchester
where I am.
United have completely wasted. They, when you look back at Man United's history, you could rip out what's happened the last 2 years,
Yeah, of course.
and there's nothing there other than the stain on what happened between the Ratcliffe, Amorim, Jason Wilcox, and then you move on into next summer, whoever comes in. It has been, you've wasted 2 years.
It's
you
exactly
can't afford
what
to
I
waste
said.
2 years.
No.
Players' careers, fans have spent money.
Yeah.
Totally waste of 2 years. Completely
Honestly,
wrong.
it's exactly where I am. What a waste of time. And you look at Ten Hag, they held on to him for a little bit too long. Why hold on
Do
to
you know
him?
what, Ryan?
After that.
I'm sorry, I don't want to be...
wasn't it?
No, you can't, at the time, I said to a friend of mine, Man United fan, I said, you're better off cutting the ties now. And he's like, but he's won us a cup. I'm like,
Don't be emotional about
look
it.
at look what's happened. Look at the bigger picture. The cup can actually distort your thoughts about that. I mean, look what Spurs did. Fair play to them, right? I mean, they've jumped from one place to another. But if they don't believe that Big Ange was the manager for them moving forward, won them their first trophy in how many years. At least they've made that call, and I think keeping Ten Hag was the easiest decision, and that was the most obvious decision to get right, and they got it
It's
wrong.
the kind of decision that it's poor from the board because it's what fans would say.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the emotion of a fan. If you were a Manchester United fan who witnessed Manchester United beat Man City, stop them winning the double twice, you beat Manchester City when they're champions at Wembley. It's amazing. And if you're in that end, you're going to be going, give him a contract, give him a 10 year. But those decisions that are the emotion of the Stretford end shouldn't be made in the board, and they made an emotional
But do you remember
decision.
the whole saga? Because it was like, well, we're making a decision on Ten Hag's future. This was weeks. You'll remember.
It went on forever.
It went on.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, well, we're going to give him another year.
but Amorim-
6 months later, he's gone.
But getting rid of Amorim, I actually think it's a good day for Manchester United. I really do. I think what Manchester United needed was he was an atrocious Manchester United manager.
He weren't great.
He was it was atrocious. Like his win record was atrocious. Limping against West Ham, limping against Wolverhampton Wanderers.
36% win percentage.
Yeah,
Horrendous.
and then you've got so many
not
other
only to
issues
blame,
at the
right?
club.
No, he's not.
But there's so much.
That's
of that.
exactly where I am.
You've
There's
got-
so much to blame.
If you're pointing the finger, you need at least 5 hands, probably.
That's why I'd say we're probably more of a...
Do you know what I mean? Where do you point first?
Yeah, you got to be an
Do you know what I mean?
octopus.
You do.
That's why I feel like we're more of a circus, to circle all the way back around to that first question, because it feels like you can blame something. We have so much to blame in this scenario right now, and it's a great day for the people who are hammering out, but I think in the longer term, the bigger picture, I think we've gone all the way back round. And you look at this new manager right now that we've talked about your new manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjær coming back. I just
You're
going
to get better though. Like our appointment,
In the
I think
short term-
we're going to get worse. We've gone with a worse manager. They're like, that's the least controversial thing, right? Liam Rosenior isn't as good as Endo Maresca. Like that's just fact.
But we don't know that.
And we know what Ole is.
We might find out. You can't say that with.
No, I suppose I can't say it, but it would be like going, you don't know if I'm better. Like I'm like
Well, no, I do know.
You don't. Like I've never done the job. It's like Liam Rosenior's never
by
done the
way,
job.
Liam Rosenior, we've seen his record. How many games he's made?
No, I know that.
He's
It's-
more experienced now than Maresca was when he joined.
I can't
It's less
pretend
of a
that I
point than
know.
Ole.
I can't pretend that I know much about the French league, right?
No, me neither. But in terms of his managerial games, he
They're
there's
seventh.
there's
They
a-
spent more money than anyone in the summer. They haven't won in 5 and they're 7th.
It's the youngest squad.
Right.
It's the youngest squad in the top 5 divisions ever.
Right.
He's managing.
But they're 7th. Like,
That's-
what's the
is
youth
that-
got?
is
What's
that
the
not-
youth got to do with it,
Is that,
Jace?
no, because they're inexperienced. That's a problem, by the way. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not
what's the
saying
youth-
no because you get red cards.
Yeah, they
You
haven't
get-
won in 5 and they're 7th.
Yeah, but he has taken where they are now with that youngest squad. That needs to be looked at and thinking he's doing something with the youngest squad in the top 5 divisions. That
It feels. Do you know what it feels
It
like?
is, so
You're
that's it.
creating an award that doesn't exist.
There's no award.
You're
There's no award.
creating
I'm
like
not-
something to celebrate that doesn't
I'm
actually
not
exist in
celebrating.
football.
I'm just giving you a little bit of the background story to him, and this has been coming. He was told I spoke to someone. He was told apparently that one day, all things going well, he will get the chance to manage Chelsea.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, and,
always-
I
it's always
imagine
in his
Gary
plan.
O'Neill will
So
get
this-
a chance to manage Chelsea now at some point as well. That's kind of what happens.
All
right?
things considered, if things go well, right? If you finish bottom, you're not getting the job. But it's come around a bit earlier than most people anticipated. And like every Chelsea fan, am I concerned and worried? Of course I am. I'd be an idiot if I wasn't.
At the top of every show, this is brought to you by talkSPORT Bet. Have you had a chance to check them out yet?
Yeah, I have, mate. And more importantly, I've checked out the welcome offer. It is actually ridiculous.
It really is. It really is. And I'll tell you guys exactly what that is. It is bet £10 and get £40 in free bets, not up to. £40 in free bets, and you've just got to go to www.talksportbet.com/studsup, and we'll put the link in the description as well.
Mate, it's one of those. If you are betting anything this weekend, whatever you are thinking of doing, you basically have to do it this way. You bet a tenner, you get £40 free bets.
That's unreal. Well worth snapping up, and I'll tell you the URL again. It's talksportbet.com/studsup. 18 plus, obviously, and gamble responsibly. Now let's get back to the chaos.
But I need to try and...
Civil
But war here, by the way, Manchester
between
United-
you
Well,
two.
it's divided amongst...
But,
It
yeah,
is.
but this is a representation of Chelsea at the
I
moment.
know.
Which is why, like, the away end at Charlton, if we go 1-0 down, it's going to be horrible. Because you're going to have people in there who adopt Jason's viewpoint, and you have people in there who will adopt my viewpoint, and they're going to be sitting next to each other. And you know how that ends.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? In an away end,
What,
it
we're
gets
gonna end
very...
up fighting, Roy? You
Well,
and me-
my money's on you. mate. My money's on you.
I'm a
But
lover, not a
do you
fighter,
know what
Roy.
I mean? Yeah, I'm neither. Right? I guarantee. But it will get like that. But with Man United, the reason why I think the Solskjær one's not a bad appointment, it's unifying, it's harmonising. You know when Lampard came back to Chelsea, at least it meant there was no divide.
But where has that got you? This is where I am with Man United right now. We're on a merry-go-round. We're going round and round. Short term, right? Ollie, let's say he gets a 10-game winning streak. Do we learn from our mistakes and do we give him a big contract in the summer?
No,
or
but
do we say no and then go on
this
some...
is-
It
like,
means nothing.
Is this not the strategy? Is it not this? Solskjær until the end of the season with an ambition of just feel good vibes getting you into the Champions League, then Tuchel after the
Why
World
are
Cup.
we here? All of
That sounds like quite a good
First of all,
strategy to me, by the
we
way.
had a 3-year plan.
I agree with him.
That sounds like good
No, I do.
strategy.
We had a 3-year plan, and now it's feel good vibes. One of the legends
And
is back
to get you into the Champions
this is
League, and then
horrendous.
Tuchel takes over.
This is such a bad time for us.
Look, it's gone south. It's completely gone south.
He just got sacked by Besiktas.
But I believe Rory's right here because I genuinely feel this is a moment where you need something to stabilise. And it's not, is it ideal? No, of course. I'm not saying it's the right long term. But right now, you just want someone to come in and the fans are on board with, the players will respect him. And it's a plaster.
Yeah,
of course it is.
Don't think this is going to be
But
forever.
it might get you
It's
into
a
the
plaster.
Champions League.
Yeah.
It might get you into the Champions League, which changes everything. And then the manager that comes in the summer, I'm saying best case scenario, right? Just imagine this, if nothing else. When Manchester United next play at Old Trafford, the Stretford end will sing for 90 minutes that song to "Oh What a Night" about Solskjær, right? They will sing. Everyone is together. Everyone is singing from the same hymn sheet. You have no distraction of Europe. You have no distraction of the League Cup. Win a few games in the Premier League, you make it into the Champions League, you then get an elite manager in the summer. That's a strategy. Chelsea is so disjointed. You're going to have people in the away end who are going to be booing Rosenior from day dot.
I hope not.
The
Well,
person's
it's not his...
because of what he represents.
No,
Jez.
it's not. You can't boo the manager, mate.
You can because he's the public face of Blue Coat.
What, before he's even...
You have to back him, Roy.
He's
You have to
the
back him.
public-
Come on, you
he's
can't.
the public face of the ownership.
No,
What can I do? Boo Win Stanley?
No, you can't. You can't boo... No,
You have to
look,
back him. You have to back him, don't you?
I am behind Liam 100%. Right?
I hope he works. But there will be people who will see him as the public face of the ownership.
I
He
can't
is the
believe
public
you
face
boo...
of the ownership.
No, he's not.
Of course he is.
No, he's not.
He's got the job. He's already a company man. He's got the job because of the links to the company.
Whoever's in the... Okay, let me ask you this question.
I'll let you finish here, Jace, on this.
Whoever sits in that dugout, they're getting booed.
Not if it's Luis Enrique, who's there on merit.
But you don't know what Luis Enrique...
Liam Rosenior's not there on merit.
We had Big Phil Scolari won the World Cup. How'd that go?
Liam Rosenior is not there on merit. He hasn't earned the responsibility. He's there because it's nepotism in it via
But you can't
the
boo
links.
him, Raw. You can't boo him, mate. No, come
people
on, I'm
will.
not having that.
No, I wouldn't, but people will.
Well, do you know what? I hope they don't, right? I understand the frustrations. You can't go booing the new Chelsea manager.
I agree.
You can't.
He
No, you can't.
represents Blueco. He is the public face of the ownership who are destroying the club from the inside out.
I don't think you two are going to reconcile here. I think
we will. We'll have a hug later on.
No, in that respect you will. But I just that you are a representation of the fan base. You did say that. I wish I could let this run, but we've got to move on because it's the transfer window, obviously. I wanted to ask you guys where, if I throw you some teams, where you think they might be able to improve. So, for example, let's start with City, and they're right on the cusp of signing Semenyo. Roy, we spoke off camera about this. How big of a signing is that? Because Arsenal obviously at 5 points clear now, could be 8 by the end of the day. Do you think that could help their title?
I mean, City have drawn 3 in a row, haven't they?
Yeah,
they've drawn 3 in a row, so they're not winning games. Semenyo is a winner. He's a match winner, and just as we were coming in here, Mr. Cundy said he's basically resigned himself to Arsenal winning the league. What I wanted to ask you is, I think that this transfer window, and I'm dreaming, and I'm doing best case scenario here, but I want City to win the league. Chelsea can't, so therefore I want City to win it. They insulate me from other pains. Can a transfer window of Semenyo and Guéhi elevate City to genuine title contenders again?
Right. Well, they may improve as a team and a club, and that will improve them. You've got to see some drop off from Arsenal. I don't see that happening.
Where it's
I don't
about
see
Arsenal
that.
dropping
You
points
need
now,
both
isn't it?
things to happen. One might. City may well go on a run of unbeaten games in 15. I don't see that being enough to catch Arsenal. I just think Arsenal right now, they're purring. They're beautifully balanced. I mean, you never know. Injuries might, who knows? But right
they've
now,
got multiple fronts as well. Do you remember when Liverpool? That's what I'm looking for the answers here. I desperately don't want Arsenal to win the league, so I'm trying to think of what it could be. But I do believe that Semenyo, he's probably the best signing that you could make this window.
I agree with that.
He's
from the
also,
league.
For the first time in ages, maybe since Eden Hazard, I can't think of a player that has been openly coveted by every member of, say, the Big Six.
Yeah.
Tottenham really wanted Semenyo. Chelsea really wanted Semenyo. Liverpool really wanted Semenyo. Arsenal definitely were linked with Semenyo. He's gone to City. It tells you something.
Yeah, no, I agree. I completely agree.
But
with
Guéhi
that.
would be huge for them as well because Gvardiol broke his leg. Such a shame.
I know. Liverpool, is there anywhere that they can improve? Because they are obviously defending champions, but there's not much defending
There's
going
no
on.
point in
right
talking about Guéhi here, though, is there?
Probably
because
not.
he's going...
now. Probably
I
not.
think that ship has sailed for them.
What's going wrong? Where can they improve? Is it the squad or is it the manager? That's where we are with
I
this.
don't think they were that great last year.
I don't.
I think that they happened to catch a poor Premier League. Credit to them. You don't win the league by chance. You're the best side won it. I think this Arsenal side right here, right now, is miles better than the Liverpool side last season that won it.
Yeah, I do as well.
The squad, look at the squad depth. See their bench against Bournemouth the other day, by the way.
And then you compare it to Man City's bench. There were geezers on Man City's bench. I didn't. I saw Heskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he come back? No, it's just. But I just think I just look at this Liverpool squad now, and I'm not totally convinced they were that great. I mean, Salah had a hell of a season. Yeah. He's tailed off. I don't, you've seen Trent going, obviously a big miss. They've tried to change the 2 fullbacks, hasn't worked. I don't know. I'm not convinced that they were as good as everyone tried to make me believe they were.
Yeah.
And I said that consistently throughout the season. But well done. You don't win the Premier League title by coincidence. They were the best side. But I look at this Arsenal team. They're miles better than what I saw from Liverpool last season.
So you think Arsenal are just the best team in the country and almost no signings that Liverpool make or City make?
And I think there have been credit. Again, I'm taking enough away from Liverpool last season. But Arsenal, they rectified their problems in the transfer window. That the reason they didn't win last season, they got this right. Yeah. They're a brilliantly built squad. They've got an excellent manager, well-run football club.
Yeah,
it's their time, I'm afraid, and I've had to make peace with it.
What about Spurs? Can they improve anywhere? Because I mean,
everywhere.
Is it a personnel player issue or is it a manager issue in your eyes?
I think it's more personal. I don't know if we're being really harsh on Thomas Frank. Look, when I will always defer to the knowledge of Tottenham fans. Tottenham fans tell me that Frank's not the man for the job. Good friend of mine, Flav, I just heard on talkSPORT, he's talking to Hawksbury and Jacobs, doesn't think Frank's a man for the job.
Yeah.
He knows more about that club than I could ever dream of, right? He knows, he's fully interwoven into the fabric of that club. And the seasons he got on the shelf, right? He gets it. But look, from the outside looking in, they accumulated a points tally that was worthy of relegation last year. Now they're 14th and they're not going to go down and they're competing in Europe. They're going to progress in Europe. Like, what was he meant to do? Are we forgetting how bad they were before analysing the job that he's done?
Yeah.
Or am I just being too nuanced about it, and he's just not the man for the job.
Where's O'Hara with it? You're sat across from him. Is he like a Frank out kind of man, or is he just he doesn't know where he is?
I don't think, and I think most Spurs fans don't quite know
What they're doing.
what they are and who they are. You go back a year ago, they're in the same sort of position. You know, they haven't really moved on. And I go through their squad, right, and you think, Van der Ven by far and away is their best player.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they've got some nice players.
No, you're right.
But I look at their team and you go, really?
Superstars.
But look, Thomas Frank has got to take some blame. Of course, like I said earlier with Man United situation, I think there's a lot of fingers to be pointed in different directions. It's no coincidence they are almost identical to last season.
But
almost.
I
Maybe a
think the
striker,
points-
maybe I would go for.
I mean, the striker's an issue, but obviously Solanke's injured.
Yeah, I know.
Then Kulusevski's injured. Then Maddison's injured. They would all bring options for the manager. I think the problem is not so much the points tally. Do you know that game against Sunderland? I had it on. This is just unacceptable at any big club, but certainly a club like Tottenham, where the fans have a very strong tradition of how they think the game should be played and what their team represent. Sunderland had more possession against Tottenham.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's mental.
And the other thing that I think is unforgivable from a Tottenham fan's perspective, two of their biggest games of the season is Chelsea at White Hart Lane, Arsenal at the Emirates.
Right.
The performances that they put in, they didn't turn up against them. We beat them 1-0, but it was the most battering like 1-0. We walloped them, didn't we? 1-0.
Yeah, it's convincing.
And obviously Eze's hat-trick, 4-1 battering against Arsenal.
Yeah.
So I think they're the issues more than the points tally. Like, I don't know where they're expected to be.
I think Daniel Levy leaving, we haven't really seen the impact on that yet. This transfer window in January, I don't expect them to go out and spend gazillions, but we will see. And it may be too late for Frank. It might be the next manager that benefits from this.
Yeah, he's a fall guy almost.
It
Yeah.
feels a little bit like it's all happened out of sequence.
But where should they, realistically, am I being too generous to Frank? Well, where should they be? So they're currently 13th, 14th.
Eighth, minimum.
Right.
Minimum as what size of a football club or what they've
No,
scored.
sorry, size of a
Where
football
should he
club,
have-
you'd
where
argue
should he
top
have
four.
them?
Size of a
minimum,
football club,
right,
absolutely.
right.
But just context, Ange Postecoglou, it was the worst Tottenham team I've ever seen. It was
By
the worst
far.
Tottenham team I've ever seen.
By
And the
far.
worst Tottenham manager I've ever seen.
By far.
So that's what Frank's taken over. They could have gone down last year. It was never really going to happen because the bottom three was so bad. But that's how bad they were. Now, they're not going down. They're competing in Europe. They're sitting around mid-table. They could still easily finish 8th or above, easily.
Yeah. So he needs time, is what you're saying.
Well, let me both ask you this. Put Unai Emery at Spurs. Give him 18 months. Where do they finish?
Yeah, I agree with that. But you have also picked one of the best managers in the world
Yeah, I know,
to
but he
make the point.
But
yeah.
the point I'm making is when he picked them up,
Yeah.
they were where Spurs were
Yeah.
when Big Ange left them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they were.
And I'm
But
just
Frank-
trying to
yeah.
think about managers that can get the best out
No,
of
Frank isn't as good as Emery, but there aren't many managers that are as good as Emery. Like, you've picked the jewel in the crown, really, haven't you?
Yeah, because when Steven Gerrard left, where they were in the table
Yeah.
and where they are now.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that Spurs couldn't do that under the right manager?
No, they could,
Yeah.
but I don't know who that manager is. I think they've kind of got... Well, look, I'll be totally honest with you. When they got Frank, I thought it was a brilliant appointment.
Yeah.
I know I've been proved wrong here, but can you remember how you felt at the time?
I thought it was a good appointment.
I thought it was a good appointment.
Because
Yeah.
it's the equivalent of a Premier League proven player. You know, when we sign in Boomo and in Boomo's performance for us, it's like, oh, great. And you've got Frank and you think, well, he's a fantastic manager in the Premier League. That makes sense.
Just
But
shows you how
the
well
step
boiled
up-
Brentford are.
but I think it's also that step up to the pressure of
Well,
a
Keith
big
Andrews.
club.
So Keith Andrews has lost Mbuemo.
Yeah.
Right, think of the players that he's lost.
I know.
Right?
Norgard, the
right?
captain.
Yeah.
Think of that. Manager's gone. And where Keith Andrews has taken them.
To Europe.
And he's now looking over his shoulder down at Thomas Frank.
They're going to take him into Europe.
That's-
Yeah.
so-
Unbelievable.
Brentford are going to take 900 fans to AC Milan.
Yeah, that's insane. Right, we're on to the Studs Up Aka. Here we are. So we've been given 3 fixtures, 1 fixture each, for this weekend's FA Cup.
Can we just say the last time we did it together, we won.
We smashed it.
Yeah.
We smashed it.
Because I don't want anyone to
Smashed
forget
it.
that.
That's so
Yeah.
true. I'm so glad. You should
we
be doing my
smashed it.
job because it will be on site and it will be on the app again.
Yeah.
So we've got previous. Let's have a look at the fixtures we've been allocated. No Chelsea
Okay.
in here.
Yes. Good.
Yeah. Here we go. Rory, let's start with you. Everton versus Sunderland. This is quite a tough one, that actually.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because I don't think either, like both would be desperate for a trophy. In fact, Everton need a trophy possibly more than any other club in in the country, don't they? 1995, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Paul Rideout.
Well, you think about the Spurs breaking their duck and Newcastle now as well.
You used to say it was 03 and Everton are the only... Everton need this more than Sunderland, I think. Sunderland are on the crest of a wave.
They just got pumped though, right?
Both did.
Oh,
yeah. But Sunderland don't need to win an FA Cup to have had a good season. They've already beaten Newcastle. They're in the Premier League. They're not being relegated. Regis Labrie is on fire.
True.
Everton need a cup run, and they got Jack Grealish. I'm going Everton win.
Oh,
Everton
I thought you were going
2-1.
Oh, 2-1 win. Okay, so they're doing it. Let's move on to you, Cundy. Again, difficult. Spurs versus Villa. That's what you've been allocated. I swear I've not switched this around.
Difficult?
Well,
I think it is. I think you don't know what you're getting.
With FA Cup, right? You don't know what you're getting with the FA Cup as well.
Yeah.
There's always from memory, there's always one big shock.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe not every, but there's
That's
always
coming at the Valley, Jace. Yeah.
You would have thought that both managers are going to rest players. Mm-hmm. You would have thought.
Yeah.
And this could go. I'm not sitting on the fence, but this could be any result.
What was Villa's result? 0-0 Palace, wasn't it? Yeah.
I'm going to go Villa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go Villa just based on the fact they've already beaten them there this season. They seem a far more settled, harmonious squad team. Mm-hmm. The manager's getting results or doing very well. Thomas Frank is desperate. I think he'll be having his eye on,
Yeah,
they're not going down, as Rory said. But my God, their aim is to get in the top half.
Yeah,
it can't be.
But he knows as well. He learned from the example of Postecoglou that if you win silverware, all is forgiven.
Don't keep your
But
job,
equally, Villa.
Don't keep your job.
No, but equally, Villa. I thought Villa were going to win the cup last year. They let. Was it the semi-final? They got done by Palace.
Might have been.
And also
by
Conference
Palace.
League as well. They
should have won. Villa are due silverware actually.
I'm going to go Villa.
Villa are due
Villa?
silverware.
Villa.
Can I get a score?
Might go Pendulum.
Okay, so you
Might go
think...
Ben. No, I tell you what, I'm sitting on the fence. I'm going to go Villa 2-1.
All right, cool. Right, okay.
And you?
They've been kind enough to give me Man United Brighton. Oh, that's horrible. That is so horrible. I'm tempted, like you just said, I don't want to sit on the fence to say it's draw because we're draw FC at the moment.
Danny
by the way.
Welbeck knocks you out of the cup.
Yeah,
you just know that, don't you? Yeah.
No, I know. We're so nostalgia as well. It could hit us. But what I'm going to say is, it's at Old Trafford. And like you've said, drunk on emotion, the Manchester United fans, Darren Fletcher walks out in his suit, in his red tie. Yeah. I think the boys are going to get behind him. And I think we edge it. And we need... It's the only cup we're in. Yeah. It's the only cup we're in. And it starts now.
Where was the League Cup?
I can't remember. I blacked out.
Do you know what? There is going to be some shock. I'll tell you another one that I reckon's got a shock written all over it.
Go on.
Queen's Park Rangers are going to go to West Ham and knock them out of the cup.
Oh, I think that... Is it a shock?
No. Yeah.
I think you could be right there. Yeah. It's a good one. I'm going to go United win, by the way, just for context. I'm going to say 3-2 Thriller.
I see that. I hear you. I'm just...
No, I know.
I'm just glad Chelsea isn't on there.
No, I know. Where would you go? Go on.
Chelsea. I'm always going to go Chelsea.
I think we beat Charlton. Yeah. I mean, come on. What are we talking about? What?
Yeah, no, you're right, Rob. Yeah. You're right. No. There's no thinks about it. We beat Charlton.
Right, okay. That's the Studs Up Backer. We've just built it. We've gone for Manchester United, we've gone for Villa, and we've gone for Everton. That's going to be on site and on the app as well. We might even boost it, TalkSport Bet. How about that? So make sure you check that out on talksportbet.com. As we move on, I've given us a few minutes because we are the home of the Mount Rushmore. Mm-hmm. We've got a Mount Rushmore. We're going back to basics. No more Christmas stuff. For the best celebrations, right? So what I'm going to say, if you can come up with one from a time from a certain player, fine. But just the action where it's the shush, the hand in the air, there might be some shouts there, although I think that's really basic. What will be the Mount Rushmore of celebrations?
Oh, we can do this well.
Go on.
I mean, I'll tell you what has to be on it. Roger Miller, 1990. Don't you reckon?
What did he
Roger
do?
Miller dancing in a corner flag.
Oh, that's amazing.
Cameroon.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the little... Yeah. Okay.
Roger Miller dancing on the corner flag's in.
Okay, we'll have that. Hold on.
Marco Tardelli.
Oh, that's sensational stuff.
You like that
82
maybe? Yeah. Marco Tardelli. It's unbelievably raw
passion,
Italian emotion.
No, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Marco Tardelli.
I'm going to go quite basic.
Okay.
I'm going to go simple.
Go on.
Just Alan Shearer.
You like that one?
Do you know,
I thought that might make the shout.
Do you know what? just one arm up, right, running off.
Because that got a bit of
That
stick
is-
back in the day. though,
That's
you
a
know?
good one.
No,
That's a good one.
But that's old school. I want a bit of old school there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
know?
Yeah, I agree.
Right, I'll put a moment in time one in there as well. What about Gaza and the water bottle?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
That's got to be right up there. I want to lock that into Mount Rushmore unless you have any other shouts.
No,
yeah.
Gaz is in. Absolutely.
Gaz is in.
Oh,
Oh, hold on.
No.
Here's a shout.
No. I'm just thinking Julie Bullard.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know whether that can be on there.
Oh, no, I think that's unreal.
I don't know.
do you remember
That's iconic, right?
Do you remember the Brazilians? The Brazilians.
Bebeto.
Bebeto,
yeah.
doing
Peter
a
Crouch's robot?
Crouch's robot, yeah.
No?
No, I'm just saying
Crouch's robot's not
I don't
in
know if
this.
the camera. I think it was red.
Yeah.
Did the look that Cundy just
No,
gave
I
me
was
for
just
that
thinking
robot?
about thinking that's there's so many.
Oh, okay. I thought you think that was bunker shot.
No,
for me.
not at all.
Oh, right. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
What we going for? 'Cause there's quite a few.
Does
Do you
the
remember Lee
weight
Sharp?
of the goal? Yeah, Lee Sharp dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that.
Does the weight of the goal have to have an impact here? Like, does it have to be? Or does it have to be?
No, I don't think so because
No.
because
Oh,
that's
Delhi,
moments.
is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Because who?
Tardelli.
No, that celebration, man. That
It's
hairs
just,
on the
that's
back of
football,
your
isn't
neck.
it? That is football.
If you had to sum up one celebration to describe what it means to score a goal, and it was the World Cup final,
yeah.
that is
That
it.
is it.
That is
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Tardelli. Marco Tardelli it is. Oh, do you remember Ravanelli when he did the shirt over his head
Oh
at Borough?
yeah. So what's the fourth spot going? So we've got the
So
shimmy.
Tardelli's in. Roger Miller? Does Roger Miller?
Roger Miller.
Tardelli, Miller.
Are we having the hand in the air?
Yeah.
Yeah.
is it?
So it didn't.
So Gaza or
Gaza
the
and Shearer.
robot or what we do?
No,
Gaza.
not the robot.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm throwing it out there.
Look,
There was
listen,
another one as
I
well.
have nothing but love for Peter Crouch, but he's a terrible. Like you got to be good at it. You got to be good at it.
He's
gotta look good.
taking the mick out of the celebration.
Yeah.
with a little
Yeah.
bit.
All right.
Yeah.
Fine.
Do you know what I mean?
fine.
And it's stuck.
Yeah.
Right, we're locking Gaza then. There we go. We're not changing it now, boys. That's it. And I'm sorry to say, that's it. That's the end of the show. Have you enjoyed yourselves?
Always.
Has it been like it's been like therapy?
So
Right?
it has been therapy for a lot, cathartic for all of us sitting around here. And
It's great. It's great to be. It's great to be in proximity to an optimistic Chelsea fan because
know.
I need a bit of this in my life.
Yeah. You could learn a thing or two
Yeah,
off
I know.
Jace.
I
You know?
could get a drip attached to you just to invigorate me.
I mean,
Yeah.
when you say optimistic, I'm trying to find.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to find there's a reason for everyone makes the decision. I'm trying to get to that reason, but look, fresh start.
Fresh start.
You
That's
know?
it.
And
Yeah, I'm with you.
that's-
And I guess on some level, right, they're venture capitalist billionaires. They must know what they're like. I'm not a billionaire.
So you say you come around to the idea they know what they're doing.
They must be, don't they? I don't know. Is there anything in this?
We can't stop here.
One thing I will say, right?
Go on.
I think Rory touched it. Sorry, if this doesn't work,
Yeah.
then I think that we'll find things very, very difficult at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll say that much.
Well, I agree. Look, we can't stop talking Chelsea here, but I'm going to have to stop it here. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Studs Up. We will be back next week, so take care and look out for that one.